I didn't meet Hector before I met Nightwind. I saw his performance, and then I came up to him afterward and said, Hector, I want to do what you're doing for the rest of my life. Whatever it is, this is touching me in a way, and I don't know how, but I will be doing this for the rest of my life. I said that to him after the performance when I was like 18.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was that powerful, and it made me think.
Me encantó muchísimo el hecho de que tú estés haciendo tu obra, compartiéndola, pero que luego toda la gente que ha sido espectador pase a la pista.
La puedas compartir y te sirva además como herramienta sanadora y como herramienta de lucha política.
Really couldn't tell what was going to happen. I don't think anyone could tell what was going to happen, you know. You could see people moving forward to do something and they didn't really know what they were going to do. But they ended up doing something, you know. It was really fun to watch, yeah.
To a very large extent, I think it was one of the most aesthetic performances I had watched in terms of testimonial theatre.
¿De dónde viene un terrorista?
It takes us deep into a difficult theme, but it doesn't just leave us sitting there holding it and figuring out by ourselves.
I was invited by the director of the program for torture victims in Los Angeles to talk about torture. And then in our conversations we said, well, why don't you do an improvisation?
Nickname! Sir, I don't have a nickname. My name is... Oh! No! Listen!
The reaction of the audience was very strong. I asked a few friends, a writer, Diane Lefer, a director, BJ Dodge, and a musician in Sofina, they wanted to work with me and develop a play. We ended up with a 30-minute piece that I have been doing for the last few years. The part that was most interesting for me was the question of, now what do I do with this? Because what I noticed when I first did the play is that the audience reaction was a shock, and they seemed frozen with whatever emotions the play awoke in them. I did a traditional way of processing the play, but what I noticed is whatever this reaction was about was slowly covered up by the ideological words that people could put into the processing. And they were all very well intentioned and very well spoken ideas, but I found myself uncomfortable with that. I was not interested in hearing people talk about how many articles they had read about torture, how interested or compelled or upset they were. Because of the practice that I have with theater of the oppressed, I was more interested in embodied knowledge, in blood thinking, in words that are expressed not just with the sound that we can create with our mouths, but blood thinking. And so I started developing the process after the play. The first thing I do is invite people to breathe chaotically through the nose with the emphasis on the exhale. What it does is stop the thinking, because the brain cannot think when... Then we do some shaking. Then we do what I call divine madness, and I invite people to express, to let out in any sound or language, whatever emotions that they have.
Please, wherever you are.
And just become a witness to whatever energy you create.
O reconozcan esa energía, esas emociones. Eso son ríos divinos. De ahí sale el arte, de ahí sale lo que hacemos que tiene sentido. Y ahí el dolor se vuelve sufrimiento. El sufrimiento es un dolor con sentido.
Connect to whatever energy they discover in themselves. Is their own energy. And finally I use the djembe drum to create a rhythm and invite people to allow the rhythm to bring them back.
Now let the drum bring you back. Everybody move. Yeah.
By doing one of the oldest things that humanity has done, which is to dance. And after that, what usually happens is that people feel a little bit more present. Now their bodies are in the room, now they are warm up. Feeling a little bit better now?
Yes. More awake, more in our bodies.
And then I used Augusto Boal's image theater to invite people to create gut reactions, to react with their entire bodies to the play without thinking about it.
I invite you to use your bodies. So the first image that I want to invite you to do is your personal reaction to the play. So you create an image and you freeze. It's like a statue. There's no right or wrong image. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, personal reaction to the play with an image. Ready, go. And when you discover it, you freeze. There are many different reactions. Each reaction has emotional and personal integrity. It's not wrong or right. And please shake it out.
To process the play is constantly changing. It changes with the alchemy of every audience that I had the privilege to share the play with. People spontaneously create a collage, an image, a group image.
You, and I don't know how you chose yourselves, but you did. You're going to please create a group reaction to the play. No one knows it, discover it as you do it.
By working with each other, it adds complexity to the image.
And what do you see here? What is this?
Holding each other.
Holding each other. What
Comfort.
else? Comfort. What else? Connection, protection.
Sorrow.
Sorrow. Most people's eyes are looking down. What else? Pressure. Pressure. So we can see different things. Protection and pressure. There's no right or wrong interpretation. The image has many meanings. It's polysemic. I'm going to activate, dynamize this image. When I say 1, 2, 3 action, image, please find the sound. Ready? 1, 2, 3, sound. 2, 3, sound.
And then I invite people to transform the images, those initial reactions, to look for antidotes, to look for the medicine in the wound, both in a personal way. So usually you see people go from very contracted, tense, close images to open images.
Discover it, and then you freeze when you discover it. And freeze. We're going to do it again, but adding sound. So go with sound, go wherever you go, and sound, come back. Ready? Reaction with sound, go! Antidote with sound, ready, go! And freeze! And now, what would you like to do about torture? They're going to transform the image. Ready? In a slow motion. What could we do about torture? 1, 2, 3, action! When you discover it, you freeze. And freeze. What did you see? Dialogue. Listening, coming together. Union, everybody's up. Speaking out loud. What else? Everyone's eyes are open. Anything else that you don't see there that you think could be part of that process?
Yes, yes. Oh, yes, okay. Whatever she said is true. Okay? What else? Somebody else.
আমরা আলোর দিকে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছি
সামনে
স্বাধীনতার আলো সেই দিকে আমরা এগিয়ে যাচ্ছি
আমরা অত্যাচার থেকে মুক্তি পেতে চাই আমরা বাইরে যেতে চাইছি তাই খুব আনন্দ
Okay, they are saying that they want freedom.
I work with each group depending on what I see happening. If the meditation allows people to connect to the rivers of emotions, the influx of emotions that we all have, the process invites us to connect to the emotion in the emotion, which is hopefully what will help us encounter action. Again, I don't tell people what to do. People hopefully inspire each other in this process.
What did you think of the show?
I think it's brilliant, it's fantastic. It's something that maybe I've been looking for. It's not only to open the problem and just leave it there, or to open the problem or inform something in the problem. This is the problem, we have to end it this way. So many people are going to be like upset, like, oh no, I don't think it should end up this way. Once the show finished, I was like, the show really opened a very, very deep point in my heart, and I was really upset, like, oh, I'm really hurted now. But what happened after is kind of the solution for me, and also it's something I can take in my daily life. I can apply. It's not like it end up here. I can, whenever I see it outside, I can bring the show with me. I know what is the best way for me to cure the problem, because I have practiced that in the show. So this is for me is very, very, very crucial, very helpful way for the theater to be.
Nightwind has allowed me to combine incredible things. I mean, I said this before, my interest in healing has been very healing for me, and it looks like other people have found that very healing as well, to be able to talk about something so hard, so difficult, and still feel like, wow, I can deal with this, not just go home like, yeah. As an activist, to see people creating images of solidarity, of fighting, of telling others.